All right, now we're going to work on the nose. I know you're nervous, but you have to erase the lines because we don't want pencil marks, right? So being aware of the light again, of where's the darkest spot to get started. Mine is lit from the top left. So the top of the nose will be dark. In my picture, the bottom of my nose was lighter. I know some of the light is coming reflected off the shirt that is bright white. But there is shadow. There should be shadow because it's lit from the top. So I know that, and I'm going to lay in some of the shadow there first. In the shape where you made the shape of where the tip of the nose meets your face, um, that's the darkest you can see in this picture. So I'm going to do that, and then that's where the nostrils come out to the side. You have to be really careful when you're looking at your pictures. Some of you won't even see your nostrils. So you have to be very aware of what you are looking at. You can't just do what I'm doing or what someone next to you is doing. It's very important that you look at your own picture. If you do see your nostrils, you want to make sure that you're going the right way. Mine are going out at a level. They're very level, but some of yours are going to go up at an angle. Here you see I'm laying in the top part of the shadow. Again, this is the easiest if you just start in the shadow areas. You lay off the highlights for now. You saw I shaded under the nostrils and the Cupid's bow. Okay, I'm taking a break from the nose, and that's okay, and I'm shading the other side because this kind of helps me get some definition of where the nose goes, right? So that indent by the eye, and then now I'm just laying in some shadow. Her left side is the darkest. You'll notice I'm also laying in some shadow under, and it's starting to form and lift up the lips. So you really have to just keep track of your highlights. I added too much, so I erased it, and then I blended the line with the clean side of my paper towel, right? Because we don't want outlines. And when you lay in the shadow, it's very easy to get outlines. So you do have to lay in a little bit of the dark area, but then either with the clean side of a blender or a clean side of the paper towel, you do need to soften those edges. Okay, so it just takes a little bit of time, and you're just training your eye how to see where the shadows go. And I'm just trying to form the face. Now, there are things that are definitely still wrong. But I'm just giving it just a quick, I'm just laying in the shade, and then I'm going to add a little bit more as I go. I can clearly see that my lips are not even. Don't worry, I'll be able to fix that later. So I'm just kind of assessing of where I need to go darker, where I can add more shadow and more definition. You can clearly see that it's starting to look like it is lit from the top left. When you're doing your nostrils, you are only adding the shadow at the top of the curve. Don't draw in a huge oval because it goes back, the hole goes back, and so you're only putting it in the shadow, and then you're going to blend it down a little bit. That's going to look more realistic. So I'm going darker on the left side because your nose does lift up, and you need to show that it's away from the face. So the light really falls where it goes back the farthest, right? So just be really careful. You can always push and pull off the highlights. Now, again, you have to blend. You want to blend those edges or you're going to have an outline. All right, as you look at the picture, you really need to pay attention to the spaces, right? Because you're editing and you're constantly looking at your picture. I'm taking a break from the nose and I'm going to start to form the face a little bit more. And again, on my picture, it's dark all the way sort of around the head, except for by my left side of the eye. So I can lay in the 6B and then just start moving it, but you do have to erase your pencil. We don't want to pencil line. Okay, so to pop the chin, you have to lay in shadow again in the darkest areas, and my neck is curved, so it's dark on both sides, and the middle is the lightest. Starting to form the face now. Again, it's in the shadow where I'm laying it, and then I'm blending it under my chin because my chin has a highlight. It's really bright, and again, mine is getting reflective light from my white shirt. So if it doesn't make sense, you kind of want to look at your reference picture and try to figure out why. It's going to take a little bit of time to lay in your 6B, but it's worth it because you can use it to try to reference. Again, turn it upside down so that you can see more of the values. I'm trying to make the chin a little bit more even. You can crisp up the lines by erasing, and then using your blender, I'm trying to get a better edge for my chin. I do have to blend that out. I'm just going to kind of draw with my blender first, but then I'm going to try to blend out that line. You don't want to leave that line. You also can see that I have a piece of paper covering, or my hand would smear all of the work that I did on the nose and the eye, and you don't want that. So make sure that you're covering your pictures, or you're going to have a lot of erasing to do and rework that needs to be redone. Okay. Takes a little bit of time, but you just have to be just careful. Look at your reference picture and add more. I'm pulling in more, forming her face. If it feels like it's not pulling in anymore, you need to add more 6B. So if you don't have a dark space like I do for the hair, then you need to dump your 6B on a piece of paper. In the next video, we will work on the lips.